There's an infinite number of universes out there. In many of them, there is a podcast by us. In one of them, it's good. Please enjoy.
Hold on one sec. Let me just throw this trash out with the baby water.
The baby water?
Yes, it's like
is that water for babies or like water that babies has been in?
it's the bath.
I'm not drinking.
It's the bath water the baby was in before you responsibly took it out. But you got to throw something out. So we got to put some trash in that bath water so we can throw the trash out with the bath water.
So it's more of like recycling that water so that the trash is in it?
Well, no, we got to get this bath water out of here. It's gross and it's all tepid. It had a baby in it. We have to throw it out. Just don't throw the baby out with it.
Yeah, get the baby out of that water.
Get the baby out of that water. Get some trash in it. Just get whatever else you don't want in your house
Why
anymore.
are we putting the why are we putting the trash in the water? Why aren't we just...
Well, we're already throwing out the bath water.
I guess it makes it easier to just sort of pour out into the designated trash pour area. The river?
I don't
Just
know.
pouring-
This expression, throwing the baby out with the bath water, comes from a long time ago. So I'm assuming that there's like a bowl that you put your baby in.
Wait, that's a real expression?
Yeah, it's don't throw the baby out with the bath water.
Oh. That would be horrible if that happened.
I know.
Why did someone feel the need to advise that? Did they do it?
I hope not.
My alternate interpretation was just, yeah, that water's for babies. I drink premium adult water. Thank you. But yeah.
But yeah. Hello and welcome to the But Yeah podcast with Eamon and Zeb. I'm Eamon.
And I'm Zeb.
And Tomb Fever has swept across the nation.
Oh no!
The new movie is out. All the teens are watching it and they're loving it. Even though it doesn't seem like it's for children, there's a lot of small children at the cinema that I went and saw it at. Which cinema did you see it at?
Oh, I saw it at, I saw a trailer on YouTube.
Oh, so you're just absorbing it sort of through the cultural experience.
I didn't know there was a new one, to be honest.
So our fast jumping girl is back.
Again.
And she is just going very fast and jumping the furthest you've ever seen her. It's amazing. And she's also invincible.
This sounds a lot like the game I played of this. The Tomb Raider game is very different from the newer one. It's very different from the old Tomb Raider games where you solved puzzles and did mysteries. Now it's just sliding down hills and killing millions of people with a bow and arrow and never dying.
Well, the fun thing in the movie is she never dies, which is great for the franchise.
That's always really good.
Like, sorry, I guess spoiler alert.
I think it's supposed to be a prequel.
Lara Croft doesn't die in the new Tomb Raider.
She doesn't die. Oh no, don't. If you're scared of spoilers, skip past that bit we just did, because oh no.
So I went and saw that and just sort of got engrossed in the entire fictional world of the Tomb Raider.
What tomb was she raiding this time?
This time it was an ancient tomb, not one of those modern tombs.
Oh.
It was one of those real ancient ones, and she had some clues to lead her there, and it was a journey to get there. She did a lot of running, a lot of falling and sliding, and she got damaged quite a lot and then slept for a little bit and then felt better.
So that's exactly like the game. Is this just footage of the game? And that's what they made? That's the movie? Tomb Raider, the game, the movie. Raiding the tomb. What's the MacGuffin? What's the MacGuffin in this one? What's the artifact she's after?
So in this movie, okay, well, I'm not going to give that away, but...
Is it like a magical monkey? It's got a time-traveling eye?
I will tell you that she trained to get this artifact by riding a bike a lot and by boxing.
It's a fitness?
It's a fitness test.
It's just at the end, it's like, the prize is you. Your new healthier lease on life.
I don't want to give away this movie.
No, I'm happy with that. It's all a fitness app.
So I know a lot of people are excited to find out where exactly our good friend, the fast running girl, Lara Croft, ends up this episode of the movie. But it is a very exciting film. She never dies, which really bothers me. Like, I know she shouldn't die, but she does a lot of stuff that should kill her. And she just keeps on going through sheer willpower. And also everything on her heals immediately, I think, when she gets injured.
That's exactly like the game, because they don't do health bars anymore. You just have to wait behind a rock for a minute, and then you get back to full health. And all the marmalade gets off your screen, and then you keep playing.
So, as far as actual real information goes, this is based on the game. Just so you know, the movie.
I guess they always were, though.
Yeah, I had a real idiot moment at the very start where all my favorite ads and like the game I play where it's the advertisement is either car or deodorant, that all finished and it started the movie and Square Enix came up on the screen. I was like, Square Enix, that's a games company. Are they the ones who did Ratchet and Clank or something? And then I like looked over to Rose and she was like, no, I think they probably made Tomb Raider. And I was like, oh, what have I done? This is not good brain.
Wait, you don't know who Square Enix is?
I know of Square Enix, and I know that they do that good thing, but I completely
Final
forgot.
Fantasy.
I didn't know Final
Fantasy.
I don't know
Kingdom
Final
Hearts.
Fantasy that well, but I should have known that the movie that I went and saw that had a games company pop up on the screen was the one that made Tomb Raider. Idiot.
I didn't know they did. I thought they were like Naughty Dog or something, which is Ratchet and Clank. No, maybe it isn't.
That's not
The Last of
Okay,
Us.
let's just move on.
No, wait, they're Squaresoft? I don't know.
Let's move on from this part where we both look like idiots.
I think it is Squaresoft. A lot of them have Square in their name. I guess because games typically appear on a sphere. Yeah, let's move on to my anecdote of what I did this week, which honestly wasn't much. But I was standing in an RSL club the other day, waiting for my food, and just kind of zoned out and looking at the TV. And I had like the horse races on for somewhere or something. And I was like looking at it. I'm not a big fan of horse races. I don't generally watch them, so I'm not in with the culture. But like I was looking at the names of some of the horses, and like they're not like normal animal or human names. Like there was one that was called Supply and Demand.
What?
Was the name of their horse. Like it's just these long phrases for their names. One was Ventura Storm, the Taj Mahal. They had the in their name.
Wow. You reckon...
Imagine having the in your name.
You reckon the guy who just picked Taj Mahal is annoyed at that guy who picked the Taj Mahal?
Probably, because it implies that there is no other Taj Mahal when there clearly is in this case.
Do you think if horses could watch TV, they would watch virtual horse races?
Probably. Or like if they played games, they might play horses. They might be very offended by the whole sport, but I guess it's kind of like people races.
What if we had virtual people races and you could bet on it?
Yeah.
Like, why are we making virtual horse races when we can just put any animal in there?
Yeah. You could face off heaps of different animals, more like a Mario Kart type setup, and they all have different stats and advantages, and they probably shoot mushrooms at each other or something.
God, I hate old 1900s people who are like, oh, I like horse races. Let's make our virtual race just horses or just dogs. Can you have a little bit of imagination and creativity in the creatures you're going to race? Can you make it so it seems like it's at least a little bit happy for them? Can you give them like an open world to race through in your virtual video game betting system?
Yeah, like, could make it better. What if it was more like a maze, like a mouse race?
Oh my god, what if we got a real sport and the sport is 10 jockeys and their horses are released into a maze and they have to get out?
And they're just sort of zooming around, but like they can't go too fast. They just got to sort of canter about. In this, wonder if that would freak horses out. I don't know. Horses are pretty skittish. They probably wouldn't like a series of dense hallways. I guess it could be more. It could be more open. I guess. What if it was just the jockeys? There was about 10 mazes with a heap of jockeys and one horse in the center, and they had to get through the maze, get on the horse, and then race out of the maze and into the horse race. Like a horse triathlon.
Well, that is how horse races work. Before every horse race, the jockeys have to make their way out of the maze. It's a whole other event.
And then when they get to the end, probably not another maze, but a maze just for the horse. Nah, the horse would be exhausted. Nah, it'd be the jockey. The horse maze would have to be at the start, and the jockey maze would have to be at the end. if there's two mazes nested either side of this race.
No, I think what happens is at the end of every horse race, they all run to a field and they let the horses go and all the jockeys have to catch them again. But they're too short too.
But they can't, because horses are much faster than humans.
Do you know the movie Spirit?
No, what's that?
Famous horse movie, Spirit, about a horse that finds itself.
Oh yeah, it's like an animated one.
Yeah, there's a Netflix series of that for like 4 seasons.
What?
Which is insane.
It's so much.
I feel like...
Is it just the plot of the movie?
I wish. I haven't watched it, but I feel like the movie captured a lot of this horse's character. I don't think we need much more.
Is the movie the first instance of this story, or was it like a book series or a television series before it was a movie?
I'm not sure.
Because where are they getting all this content from?
Yeah, I mean, you can't just make up horse dialogue. It's not that easy.
Yeah, like you have to find it in the wild. You can only discover it.
I really like the equality push for the industry where we get real horses writing their own dialogue for characters that depict them.
That's how you got BoJack Horseman. Just angry and sassy all the time. Kind of depressed.
The thing that I like to think about this Spirit series, though, is that the number of episodes means there's more and more chance for that joke to be in there. Where they're like, do you think we'll make it, Spirit? Nay.
I assume it opens with that, right? Like, how could they not open with that strong bit of content?
Yeah, like that. I remember how the Spirit movie opened with that line, and it was really powerful. It was like...
It's poignant.
First the winter came... And then we were wondering whether it would come back to summer, but nay, it never did.
Just constantly making, like, nay jokes.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you going? What? Hey, did someone say hey?
No, that took a while to process. Okay, well, let's get back on track. Where were you at with what you were talking about?
Oh, there wasn't much else to it. It's just kind of funny how ridiculous that these jockeys name their horses, if the jockeys are naming them.
Well, maybe the horses pick the name. Have you ever considered that?
Maybe. If so, horses have strange names. Or really, really, like, specific tastes.
This is my horse. He's called Day Trading.
They just love economics.
Horses love economics and architecture.
And, I guess, meteorological events. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't much else to say to it. That was just my thought of the week was like, horses have long names.
And long manes.
And long manes. Nay, let's not do these puns indefinitely.
So hey, what day of the year is it that we're looking at this week?
Well, from daysofyear.com, it happens to be that one of their favourite days of the year. It's Make Up Your Own Holiday Day. They say it's a chance to throw away the rule book and celebrate however you like. Get together with your friends, create your own special holidays, and it might even be popular enough to end up on someone's calendar.
That goddamn rulebook. I'm so sick of living my life by it every day of the year. It's time to take one day out of this year and just go wild.
It's that blank card in the deck of Cards Against Humanity which just says, go nuts. Do whatever you want.
The card doesn't say go nuts on it.
It doesn't, but that's what's implied. But that's the text above when you click examine on the card. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I click eat on the card?
I mean, you can, if you want. If you write that on it, I guess.
So tell me a little bit about today.
It's Make Up Your Own Holiday Day. So you, sweet listener, could make up your own day today. But we are also going to make up our own day. And we thought we might get a little bit meta and make it Indie Podcasting Day. Which, I mean, I think there is an international or just a normal podcast day. I think it's September 19th. But, ignore that.
Yeah, screw that day. This is your day and our day. Welcome.
Yeah, this is for all the regular peeps. I was going to say the little boys.
No, this is... We're going to turn
not the big kids. This is the primary kids area.
We're going to make this day into Indie Podcasting Day today. And I'm sure a whole heap of people who listen to this show, the ratio is like 10 indie podcasters to like one random person who accidentally found it. And to you all who make podcasts, we're celebrating you because you do great work. Even though no one's like giving you anything in return, you put all this energy and time into this cool thing you make, and you let me listen to it every week. I'm talking about shows that I've like stumbled on. Like, what are some of your favorite ones, Seb?
Lately I've been listening to Strange History. Well, it's just called Strange, but it's like a history podcast. I really like that. in the past. I've been rewatching Adventure Time lately, and there's this podcast called Podventure Time, which is just like a companion.
Yeah.
I've been listening alongside it, and I've been enjoying that. I don't know, there's like a whole little list of them. Paper News Out Loud are really good too.
Yeah, I love that. It's like abstract reality, and just it's really hard to tell whether they're being serious half the time because they mix in real information with jokes about stuff and like unreality. And it's really fun.
What are the ones you like to listen to?
So one of my go-to ones is the Cryptid Keeper podcast, which I don't think I've managed to make you listen to yet, but it's fantastic.
No, I have. I listened to the Ghostgrass episode. It was really cool.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, just like week to week, so reliable for entertainment and just a bit of history about them. But definitely like the hosts are just so amusing and they're there with the fresh meme lines every week.
Yeah.
In terms of like a TV show companion sort of one, a great one I heard was Back to the Futurama, which is a Futurama companion one.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, that's really good. I enjoyed that one when I checked it out. I don't listen to a whole lot of movie or TV ones because I don't feel like I have enough knowledge of movie or TV shows.
Like, I listen to ones where I'm like, oh, this will make me decide if I want to watch the movie. But all I just feel is just, like, confused. I just don't know what's going on.
Well, sometimes it's good because you can sort of just step through, and if the hosts are amusing, you can just enjoy them talking about it as its own thing. And there's a lot of shows like that.
Yeah.
So you had, like, a little bit of information on the history of podcasts or radio?
Yeah, I went reading into the background of it, and I don't know. It's something like podcasts are something I only recently, I guess, relatively recently engaged with in the lifespan of my life, but at some point they didn't exist. It was just radio. Back in the day, it was originally just called audio blogging, which I think is just such a quaint term. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what it is. It kind of is.
Kind of. Blogging to me implies this is what I've done this week. Watch my cool tips.
But haven't we just kind of done that?
No, we talked about Lara Croft running real fast and what if horses could name themselves. This is not a blog.
But a blog doesn't have to be necessarily what you did. It could just be what you like.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I guess that's just a different age of like this type of entertainment. Like vlogs and YouTube, if you go back far enough, they were all vlogs. But no one does vlogs now. They're all snappy little segments. And equally, podcasting has got a lot more about a specific thing for each episode, of each type of podcast. I guess people learned about marketing. But then back in the day, you had that was more the information superhighway stage of all of this. But they were kind of just radio shows that people just backed up on the internet for a fair while until iPods. And I never actually made that connection in my head that they're called podcasts because iPods.
Are you sure though? Is that really true?
From what I was seeing about the internet, because it wasn't always a word. iPods came out, the RSS feed thing got good. I don't know anything about that. You explained it to me earlier. It's like a secret batch of text which throws...
Well, no, RSS is just a standard for delivering information, whether it's text-based or audio links or something like that you can view in a time-based sort of feed. So instead of having like a static website, you would have a feed of things.
Okay. Yeah, well, apparently between that and the invention of the iPod, that's when they sort of got popular and people started calling them podcasts. And the Guardian News in 2004 started using the word, and then it ends up in the Oxford Dictionary and won like Word of the Year. And then it was a thing. and then ever since it's been a thing, and now we have podcasts, and each year it's bigger. And since 2014, we've basically been doubling, the amount of podcasts have been doubling every year.
Oh, it's insane how many there are.
But still like a surprisingly small amount of people listen to them. But I guess, what is it? There's 200,000 active podcasts at the moment, but they still have blogs still exist. Is that crazy to you?
Oh yeah, blogs exist, of course.
But like active blogs that are maintained, there's still 30 million or so out there apparently.
Wow.
There's about 200,000 active podcasts at the moment and about 75 million monthly downloads out there in the pool of how many people are bringing them in. But it's all growing.
If anyone's ever done anything to do with podcasting, you know it's all a pyramid scheme where you find a bigger podcast and you pay them $5 and then you can charge other people $5 to become a podcast.
But yeah, I don't know. It's funny. There's not a whole lot of history to it, I guess, now that I actually look at my thing. It used to be called audio blogging. Now it's podcasting. They nearly got destroyed, apparently, a while back, which is kind of crazy. The whole concept of podcast, or at least the word for podcast.
Right. There was a whole patent troll incident thing that hit up a whole bunch of big podcasts. And a bunch of them sort of fought it, and I'm pretty sure they all won.
Yeah. Yeah, it got overturned. I remember hearing about it years ago, like when I was my second earliest podcast was Skeptic's Guide, listening to them talk about it. And they were like, it's kind of shit. But then I didn't hear about it for years and just read about it the other day.
Yeah. That sort of reminds me of those brothers who tried to patent or claim
the React World guys. Oh, what were they called?
I don't know.
The React brothers, who got a real bad and violent reaction to their attempt to patent the word React. Oh, the Fine Bros.
Yeah. Did the Fine Bros get fined for that?
Nah, their channel got somewhat damaged, but then it went back to normal, and it's still growing and more powerful than ever. But their faces have disappeared off of it now.
Oh, wow.
Because I guess they're damaging to their brand now, which is kind of crazy. I've been looking at heaps of like YouTube stuff lately, just comparing different channels, just to get an idea of how it all works, I guess. And it was funny how some channels get big. Like usually you can see the video where they became popular enough for people to acquire enough followers to start growing really large. And a heap of channels like got big just from like live streaming the Fine Bros subscriber count going down really rapidly after that happened, and that like made their channel, which I think is just hilarious.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. That was the main stuff I was thinking. Same sort of thing. Except Fine Bros, I guess, were trying to claim all React videos.
Yeah, something like that.
And this patent troll was trying to like claim ownership of all podcasts, which would destroy all like indie podcasting as a thing wouldn't exist, I guess. We just call it something else. I don't know whether they patented the name or the whole thing of it.
No, I'm not sure.
They tried to patent it. But yeah, back to podcasting. It's not the easiest hobby. You have to really keep it consistent each week. You have to be releasing episodes because it's all about that consistency. And you've got to be writing it, or you've got to be retching up content from the depths of nowhere deep within your stomach as you ad-lib it out, which is always a painful teeth-pulling experience.
Well, I've always thought of it as pretty much the conversations we used to have anyway.
Yeah.
When we were trapped on a bus together, just talking about whatever garbage has been filtered through the world over the last week.
Yeah.
Except now we have the ability to plan things ahead of time and really prep a conversation before taking part in it.
Yeah. I guess it's just having that conversation with the awareness of, like, it has to be made.
Can you imagine doing this, but you don't record it? Like, you have someone that you meet up with every week for drinks or something, but you both prep what you're going to talk about, and you show up at the bar and, like, sit there, like, going through your notes. Like, so I wanted to talk about horses, and what if they could pick their own names?
The other person just, like, interrupts you. Now back to horses, though.
and then halfway through, you both talk about Squarespace for 3 minutes.
Eventually, we'll all have a podcasting recorder kit on our shirt, and that will be real life. The future of podcasting is everyone is a podcast, and you subscribe to them, and they just narrate. I guess that's back to audio blogging again.
But yeah, speaking of consistency, we've reached the point in our recordings where we want to sort of change things up a little bit. So we're going to take a short break until about April 5th, which is about a week and a half, I think, is it?
Yeah, April 5th, because we're moving to Thursdays instead of Mondays, and we're going to initiate season 2 of the But Yeah podcast.
Yeah. We're going to make some changes, plan a lot better, try and structure our show so we can fit some guests onto it. That's going to be awesome.
In theory.
And just really have a long think about how we can make this show better. I guess we skip one recording episode.
Yeah.
And that gives us the time to sort of think about all this.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing it. This is our 28th episode. So we've been doing this for nearly 6 months.
When we started recording this, I had no idea we would be able to record 28 episodes of anything.
It's pretty crazy.
But somehow, it's been 28 weeks. Like in the zombie movie.
28 weeks later, starting a podcast.
We're still alive. We've been running a podcast for 28 weeks.
A bit paler, a bit croakier voiced. But I think we got our media voice a bit better.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely learned a whole bunch of stuff doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this isn't where we first started it. We were doing it before this, but like not as a podcast. We've been doing things. Like before this, we've
been doing random stuff.
We did Draw Swords before this, which is like a YouTube channel, which is awful. Probably don't check it out. But it was fun. If you like fun.
Do you like fun?
Then get get to that channel and subscribe.
But yeah,
No content will be coming out of it.
sort of like in the same vein, in terms of consistency and commitment to things, everything I've seen about indie podcasts is everyone I've connected with have sort of shared that similar story of, I never thought I would be able to do anything every week. And this has been great. It's amazing that I've been able to do this.
It just feels good, yeah. Like just keeping that consistency and that ball rolling.
Got to get that consistency ball rolling.
That consistency ball has been rolling.
You got to make sure it doesn't go into the bathwater,
And-
or it'll get thrown out with the baby. And then what'll you have? You'll have no baby. You'll have no consistency.
Don't throw the ball out.
Don't throw your consistency out with the baby.
Yo, keep them in separate tubs. Don't wash the baby with it.
But yeah, in terms of actual information, we'll be taking a break from this episode until April 5th, when we'll be back every Thursday instead of Monday. And the first episode of season 2 will be an episode full of our favorite clips from this season, with a bit of us talking in between and just having fun.
But yeah,
Why
did you want to start getting into podcasting? Because I sort of just came along with this. I've never been an audio person. My tendency would have been videos.
I listened to a whole lot of podcasts for like the last, Jesus Christ, what year is it? 8 years? Because podcasts were the easiest thing to get from my school internet.
You've been listening to them for 8 years? I didn't realize you listened to them for... I thought I was the first one to listen to podcasts, and I thought I got you into it.
No. 8 years
Oh.
ago, I was in high school and looking for something to take home with me to my dial-up internet from the school who had broadband, and podcasts were one of the only things that wasn't blocked for downloading.
Yeah.
I would just load up with heaps of Hamish and Andy recap episodes and a few other shows.
Yeah.
And it just became the thing that I listened to most of the time.
Huh. I didn't realize you listened to them so much back then. I guess mine was about 7 years ago. When I came out of... I'm a couple of years older than Eamon. When I was at uni, I, similarly, living out in the bush, had dial-up and couldn't download anything. And it's a poverty of information out there. I couldn't even watch YouTube or anything.
I know, you go outside and you like ask nature a question, and that's never satisfying.
The birds just sort of chortle.
You're like, what's 500 times 3, 9? And the nature is like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's sort of like an indistinct answer. It's not the exact concrete number you wanted. But I did a similar thing at uni. I just took my little 2 gigabyte MP3 player thumbstick thing that I had, plugged it in and pillaged gigabytes, well, 2 gigabyte and gigabyte of data onto my MP3 player. And because I had a long drive to uni, I was about an hour and a half out. So I'd be 3 hours driving in and out. So I'd listen to sometimes psychology relevant stuff, because that's what I was studying. It was like entertainment. So I'd listen to it on the drive mainly. Not so much at home. I can't listen to podcasts while I'm stationary. I have to be doing something. Like, they're good for work, and I like them for driving.
Yeah, one of my favorite podcasts in their live show, my brother and me, they were talking about listening to podcasts, and I was like, oh yeah, I hate listening to podcasts. There's like one use case for podcasts, and it's both of your hands taken up by something. Then it's time to listen to a podcast. Otherwise, it's so hard to keep track of. The main thing is getting someone else to listen to it.
Yeah.
Really, the only way to do that is to trap them in your car.
Yeah, I remember I was like... this is, I guess, at a time I didn't think you listened to podcasts. I was trying to get you to listen to Skeptic's Guide for ages. I guess it's just not your interest. But
No, you needed to trap me in a car.
My first one was the Psych Files. I can't get them anymore.
You can't get them anymore.
Like, I can't download them anymore, which is how I tend to listen to podcasts. I probably could now that I have a phone, which I use as my primary pod reader thing. But for a long time...
What are you...
Okay, so...
What are you talking about?
I talked as if that was whimsically ages ago, that I would plug my MP3 player into the computer, download them on there, and then have them as files on the MP3. But it's only last year that I got a mobile phone that can sync to feeds. I had to download stuff as MP3 files.
Oh, right.
And I never had iTunes because I hate Apple.
That's the worst experience you've created for yourself.
I didn't mind it. I just download my own playlist and I just pre-listened to it. I mean,
Can I ask you, when you listened with your little MP3 player, did it keep track of where you were when you turned it off?
Oh, absolutely not. That's kind of probably also why I preferred shorter podcasts.
This is not a good listening experience. And if anyone is listening to us on an MP3 file on a little MP3 player, throw it into the ocean and get a better thing.
Nah, I'm with you. I can see the appeal. It's really good offline, sorta, if you have no internet or phone or any technology. It's a nice bit of minimalism on your part. I can see why you do it.
No.
But yeah, get a phone that can do it. 'Cause it's way better. That said, when I do like pause a podcast halfway through, walk off and come back, I go, ugh, and I go to a new podcast.
There's a threshold that I reach where I'm like, they're just going to be promoing at the end. I can't continue this. But for the most part, I'll end halfway through something and continue it all the time. I drive, so I listen to so many, and I finish half of them so many times.
My current job involves a lot of sitting, so I don't listen to podcasts while doing that because it doesn't fit for how I function with that. But like it'll be in the morning part, the late part of my work where I'm sort of running around and all of that when I'll listen to stuff. And that covers about 30 to 40 minutes, so it's like one shortish episode of a show that I can do.
Yeah.
So I have to go to a new one because I can't start halfway through because that means the next time's going to be awkward and I can't just do the whole thing in the one go. So I have a very low velocity. I used to listen to 8 hours of podcasting a day, which is crazy.
Yeah. I listen to almost 3 hours every day, no matter what, if I'm driving. And on that's like the average day, but then most days are a lot more than that.
Thank you, podcasts. It actually saved my sanity, I think.
Yeah.
I guess that's why we're doing it. We're hoping to save some people's sanity in return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, indie podcasters. We've created this bespoke day for you because we love you and what you do, and you need the support from your community that is surrounding you. What is that one? Pod and Family?
Pod and Family, yeah.
Yeah, there's a community of podcasters who use hashtag Pod and Family. There's one group I'm in on Facebook, which is Bim Bambino Podcasters, which is fans of my brother, and me. And it's a really good group. It's awesome. There's like about 400 people in it.
Oh, wow.
And almost everyone is running a podcast.
That's cool.
There's a master list of podcasts who fans of that one show and have been inspired by it. And most of them have been inspired to make their own ones, and it's just insane.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's such a cool community.
Yeah, hopefully one day someone from that group will be able to show the actual brothers that this is a thing that everyone's been working to create.
Pod and Family is pretty big, I think, but it's not. There's no one place where all the Pod and Family members are.
No.
It's just a hashtag you see that connects everyone and they all support each other. Like, it kind of blows my mind. Maybe it does exist and I just haven't found it yet. But like a Discord for like podcasters?
Yeah.
Because it seems kind of like the natural place for like podcasters to accumulate and just talk about podcasting. I don't know. It'd be like a cool resource for collaboration. But then you, like, Eamon's argument is we're all done talking.
Yeah, by the time it's time to go and do something else, you're probably not interested in talking to other people. I think I would be. I'm also always trying to connect with people and find more people to talk to, so I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm sure there's something.
Not necessarily a Pod and Family one, maybe. Maybe there is just a podcast in Discord. If anyone knows of one, totally like tweet it at us. I'm actually kind of curious. I wouldn't mind getting involved in that.
So thanks for listening to our podcast.
About podcasting this time.
It's hyper meta. It's the But Yeah Podcast. And you can tweet us at ButYeahPod on Twitter and just let us know how you're going. If you run a podcast, let us know. We'll share your stuff if you listen to our show and we'll have a chat. You can also email us, butyeahpod@gmail.com. And you can find us in various places around on the web. We have an Instagram and things like that.
We're gonna be looking to collaborate more often. So if you're interested in like collaborating with us or just like us coming on yours or you coming on ours if you have a podcast, that'd be pretty cool too.
That would be awesome. The best place to get us for that would be on our Twitter and just direct message because I'll check that. Other than that, we're going to go enjoy our break and take a little time to plan and relax and sort of just go on a tomb raid, I think, with our good, fast running girl, Lara. Even though, like, we're not that fit, and I don't think she was that fit because she only, like, she worked as, like, a delivery bike rider.
I mean, like a bicycle, though. You have to be pretty fit for that shit.
Yeah, but not, like, Olympic level fit.
Have you tried riding a bicycle more than a meter? It sucks.
Yes.
It sucks.
That's great.
It sucks.
So we will see you when we're back from the tomb. And
we'll bring you back an ancient artifact?
Yeah. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's probably just going to be a disease.
Malaria! Ancient smallpox.
So we will see you on April 5th.
Bye.
Bye.
How meta can we go? Hello and welcome to But Yeah Podcast with Eamon and Zeb. I'm Eamon.
And I'm not. Hello and welcome to... Oh.
But yeah, the podcast.
I done beamed it up. Let me start again. Hello and welcome to... No, that doesn't work. I hate it.
You need to take a shot, I think.
I don't have any. I would have to drive away.
What? What? But then how do you drive back? Because you've taken the shot.
I bring the shot back here first.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, dang it.
Oh, fuck.